Very interesting week indeed, especially as we do move to the new moon. We are going to give you an energy update correlating to such. We do have a joint connection coming up, so remember to subscribe and click the bell. And yes, do check the masculine, feminine, and karmic, as well as if you do want the next editions, they will be out in the members as they are launching to the public within a day. Our super chats and our chat room, as well as our coaching, is all part of the YouTube membership. It's one level. So if you do want to join, all information is directly below. Now, why is this an interesting week? I have been preparing you guys from the beginning of the month, especially for those of you that do join me. I cover both the astrology and how it's going to affect your aura and your joint path as well as individual path. We do have hair in the mix for Divine Feminine this week. This can be a little bit of a testing week. And I only say that because we are in the eclipse energy, moving towards it, but also because we are in the transition between the previous moon, which was the full moon in Virgo, and now into the new moon in Pisces. And this can be a place really, the 12th house, of where you do become a little bit disillusioned. You can feel agitated. Your nerve energy can be tested. You also could be having huge upgrades with your psychic energy. And you can go through a phase really where you are feeling like all hope is lost. Almost like spiritually losing your religion. Now, there is this man in the mirror energy. It is to do with the yin and yang, and it can be where we're trying to harmonize both polarities inside ourselves. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying from the crowning energy, we'll go down the rabbit hole of what this is physically meaning. Whirling goddess, it's number 30. Now, losing your head, not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of a needle. Again, we'll read a little bit of it and we'll get into the context of what I see coming through. Come, my love, are you dizzy yet? If you can still find your feet, then it's okay with me. But if you can still find your head, then I will take issue. There is a great dance, but it cannot be danced with choreography steps. No, this great dance demands the response rather than initiation, reaction rather than direction. And I feel it's about us really getting into some rhythm, even if it can feel like we're in a whirlwind, but also not to lose our minds and to not struggle, to try and go with the flow, to witness the physical layers of life and to gain it with mastery, to really look at it through mastery and keen detail. We can be apprehensive with Pisces in the mix. Why is that? Because we get into our heads and we maybe have some psychic downloads, feel we need to address things, but we spiritually may feel as though we can't address them. We can't, how would I say it? We can't, we don't feel positive really with possible new beginnings. So we can feel quite disillusioned, but it is temporary. You can feel there's lots going on. You may need the intellect as well as the physical. And you're trying to steady yourself and to see a circumstance beyond the veil of what you currently see right now. If you don't know, be open to such. Trust your instincts. Instincts aren't ego. It's intuitive. It can bring you psychic messages. If there is an issue, apparently unsolvable or unknowable in your life, the divine is handling it. The divine is in the middle of it, working through the knots and unraveling it. Fear not. Do not don't go into the temptation of feeling. Sometimes when there's a door closed, you need to ask universe to aid you. You also need to understand rejection as the universe's protection, but there also can be some worry, war energy, some doubt, some resistance. and going through the flow. And I do feel this is going to dissipate, but I feel initially this week in the mix, moving to this moon, you could feel very apprehensive, very tense. Keys can be, you can use some things to help you with psychic attacks this week. That can be really doing a crystal grid. It can be clearing your houses and smudging it, bringing in new energy. This could be a good detox week as well. So if you are charging water by the moon, it will act as a detox, quite purgatory in nature. And amethyst also can help. You do not want to use amethyst if you are in a very depressed state of mind during this moon, because what it will bring is clarity, purgatory experiences, and projection. So there is a harmony that's needed in this. You can use coffee beans in any room that you wish to meditate in, and that can actually absorb the negative energy. You can also use tourmaline and onyx to spiritually protect you. Now, I wouldn't do any meditation of the moon. I would allow it to sort of, transition through you. But I also would note, if you are having any resistance, it's very natural. Don't feel you're crazy. Allow it a couple of days before you make any decisions. And things will make more sense and you'll have less resistance. But there is a possibility of such. Now, if we are having psychic attacks, especially from this crowning energy, and there is a resistance and you're sort of asking Gaia to assist you, what you can do is get into the mindset of moving into detachment. But there can be some attachment that's coming up in the yin and yang, and an imbalance between the inner masculine and feminine, as well as your viewpoint of it. Now, as we're looking at the past position, I was seeing quite a bit here, and I think really where divine feminine's at can be almost wondering why you had to go through the things you went through, wanting to find a sense of purpose from where you sit right now, wondering, what is that dream? What is that? Where is that flow? Where did that go? How do you get into that heart space? Do you yearn to find your way to fulfill your divine destiny? And this is in the past position. I feel it was something that you have wanted for a very long time, not only to be with twin and to find harmony, but also to have passion and purpose in life. You must not, your heart wants to know why you were born, what your purpose is. You must know that the answer to this question is in love. I bring you your answer straight from the heart of the universe. And I think it's time we really went into the heart space, but you could be looking to the past and really wondering, okay, what was this all for? Where am I really going from here? How do I move into that heart-centered energy? And we have celestial rose of Ma in the heart space. I feel there is a protectiveness of the heart. I feel that there could be resent towards the heart, resent towards feeling. Love transforms the thistles into jasmine. Love layers heaven and then gives us with wings to soar into the mystery. Love transforms our every thought into a desire. How divine is your luring? Beauty flows from the unseen face. You very nature is radiant and joy. I feel, again, your heart space is actually healing. But from a heart-centered point of view, it could be that you are protecting your heart. It could be that there has been some pain in the path, especially where it connects to relationships, especially where it connects to your spiritual process, be it's where your passion is, what attention has been taken from you. And I think divine feminine here in the mix is really getting to a point where you are trying to feel centered. Now, I also feel for the divine feminine, you can feel out of alignment to a degree, and it is asking you to get into a space of realizing with the one energy that you are, how would I put it? You're not separate. There are two worlds. You are one. That there is something going on within the twin flame path that's integrating. Now, with the one energy that I see coming through here, what you're moving towards, both knowing of the past that you weren't happy with things, knowing in the heart center that you're protecting yourself and moving to the one energy, which is sort of like it's a number 6, but it's the duality. What I'm seeing here from this, I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, one I call. You look for me, and whatever do you see? You. I am playing games with you, holding up a mirror for you to behold. These are games of love and truth. Look to me to find yourself, for I am you and you are me. Now, why is this so important? Why am I actually reading this to you? Is because I do feel the mirror energy is really key this week. I do feel because of the moon in Pisces, it's going to really make us project accidentally because the shadow sign's Virgo. But we generally, with the Pisces energy in the 12th house, we can be reluctant to have a new beginning. And it's not just that natural reluctance. It's like, look, I don't really want to do that. It's a huge resistance. It's a feeling of nervous energy, apprehension, paranoia. It can be a place where old patterns come up. If there is anything, one of the biggest things I could recommend moving to this moon, if you are tuning into your twin and you are feeling they aren't doing X, Y, and Z, what I want you to do is write down on a piece of paper the projection. And I want you to give it a couple of days after the moon, and I want you to return to that paper, and I want you to see where you need to be gentle with yourself and how each row directly relates to you in some shape or form. Now, could it be a belief system? Because like, when we clear, we actually are ascending higher, and it means our union energy can come in. But when we have the projection, the mirror energy is coming up in a yin and yang. And it doesn't mean to say that these things won't be true, the projection that we have towards this situation. But it also can help us actually tackle those things on our own side of the fence. And therefore, the ascension process will speed up and duality will come. I do physically see this week that there is a frustration. You could be seeing that this person needs to do something. You can be feeling that something is often the circumstance. There is a lot of fear to do with this, and your heart is actually whispering things to you. No matter what your circumstance is, it is going to dissipate. So the apprehension will dissipate, and you are going to come into a wholeness. They're asking you to cast your worries aside. Any conflict that you're dealing with within this connection, I do feel is going to be healed. I do think is going to be resolved. But they're also saying in order to love, you need to rest the worrying mind and to be open, to really be open. How they relate to it and how you relate to it, you may need to look at differently. Because I physically see the concerns, almost like the power is outside of your control. If that vibration comes through to you, A, you could be picking up on it psychically. But B, there also could be a circumstance where things are changing and you may need to trust the process of this, but there can be some anxiousness. Now the foundation, what am I seeing happening here? I really do see a new beginning coming. I really do see that this is a time where you directly could be feeling as though, where are your blessings? This could be, if you can deal with this in a unique way, I do think some blessings are going to come. It is, I don't know why they're saying there's a mind over matter situation here at hand. You also can have some psychic revelations to do with this. Some of you could be blocking it. Many of you can be wondering when the blessings are coming, but they're here for receival. They're also saying if you can take it step by step and move out of the mental anguish, You are going to be blessed for this. There is going to be nothing is for nothing. So they're really saying, whatever you're physically going through right now, please feel it's not going to be for no reason. It is going to be for a very positive reason. They're asking you to rest. They're asking you to try and stay still so they can actually send you the messages energetically. And I do feel for many of you, you're going to be having spiritual upgrades. They are also making reference to the fact that they know that this ascension part is difficult. But your passion is going to return, and they're asking you to return to the passion. Something is going to inspire you. Some of you may say to yourself, you didn't realize how big your heart could get. Sometimes when we have a heart chakra activation, and it can be quite purgatory, we can be really frustrated that we can still return into that forgiving, that harmony. I do feel this person is really missing you energetically. They're saying don't hide. They're saying don't be afraid. They're also saying everything you went through has prepared you for this moment. They're telling you that you are going to spring back to life, not to hold your heart chakra under hostage situation. They're actually asking you to step into the light. Some of you also spiritually going through a transition. This can be through your body. I really feel many of you can be going up and down. They're asking you to love all your thoughts and love all your feelings and be gentle with yourself. But they're also saying don't hide from yourself, because this denial energy can be coming up. They keep making reference to the fact that you have more power in this circumstance. Okay. They're actually saying that although you might be looking at yourself as a human energy, very disempowered, having a very humanistic experience, they're actually saying that you also have some superpowers. And what do they mean by that? For some, it can be intuitive energy. For some, it could be your ascension process and your physical personal perspective. They are saying that you do have more power than you think. You feel you are mortal, and I know you are divine. You feel you are not ready for the task. I know that you don't feel that way. How do I put it? I know that you are feeling ill prepared. They are saying also that you are protected, but they are saying to not underestimate yourself. This oracle brings you a message of affirmation and success. Your victory is already assured. You are being led into it now. No matter if you believe it is possible and you are placing more faith in other things as a distraction, this is assured. Yes, your victory is inevitable. I think there was a time in my ascension process I got to such. And I started laughing at myself one day because I'd had so many evidence over the last 20 odd years. I would say something was quite, definite. And this was such, or it was over, and just as an example. And I would always get the complete contradiction of that situation. And I found myself within my twin flame path having one of those moments where I was very baffled, very disillusioned, telling myself a whole bunch of stories and the circumstance of the connection. And heart chakra had activated, fear about new beginnings had activated, having my ego involved and wondering if there was something I needed to do or something I could do in a tactical approach. And, the third eye became very tired, which is quite common because we are going to move into the new moon in Pisces, which is going to be a brand new beginning psychologically and physically. And I would get a lot of psychic downloads. And one day I started laughing, and in this laughing, it was to do with the fact that away from the ego I knew I would have from this person, all those stories I told myself that this is how it was going to be forever and it was going to be terrible and it was going to be X, Y, and Z. Whenever I was shifting attention and focus onto that, I was literally manifesting it. When I moved into detachment because I was disillusioned, I would actually hear or have movement. I do feel many of you could be going through that this week, my loves. Okay, so be prepared for it. Know that those are very natural responses, they're natural feelings. But also be open to if there is a door that's closed and you just can't work out how to solve it, how to directly do something about it. You can connect in with your guides and you can ask them to resolve it, and you can lay that cross down, and you then can allow universe to shift those doors for you, and it can come to you with more ease and flow. They have already made reference to the fact that you're more powerful. Definitely look at the mirror of the projection. It can heal you enough so your heart chakra can be open for this situation. Regardless, they are saying it is inevitable and it is preordained that these things are set to be. I will check in with you guys during the week. I'd love to hear your feedback, and come and join us in our YouTube membership for all the coaching, the super chats, and more within our YouTube membership. I hope to see you for the joint connection. If you haven't clicked the bell, come through. And if you do want to join our super chats, they are hosted within our YouTube membership. Take care, and I'll see you soon.